G'day, how you going? My name's Luke. Just want to share with you a game that I created that we can play online with my friends. Alright, so the game's called Quarantan, and all you need to play is a deck of cards, a pair of dice, and some resources. Now, you could use Dice Generator for dice rolling if you don't have dice, or for resources, all you need is like some poker chips, or some rocks, some pencils, anything to keep track of your resources, your score. It'll become clearer as we go along. Alright, so this is what you need to do. Take your deck of cards. Alright, you need to take out all of the jacks, the queens, the kings, the aces. Take them all out, put them in their own separate pile. Then take out the sevens, put them aside. We're not going to need the sevens. Alright, and then you're left with two decks. You're left with the jacks, queens, kings, and aces. That's called your Quarantan deck. Shuffle them, put them face down. Then you've got a deck with the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the 6s, the 8s, the 9s, and the 10s. Shuffle them together, put them together. That's now called your resource deck. Put those face down in front of you. Also, take the two jokers from your pack and put them aside. You will need those. You need a coloured joker and a black joker. The aim of this game is to get a Royal Quarantan. So the aim of this game is to be the first player to get ace, king, queen, and jack all in the same suit. Kind of like that. So now that every player has set up their deck with a Quarantan deck and a resource deck, you need to take the top 3 cards from your resource deck. So I pulled out an 8, a 4, and a 6. These now go face up in front of me. They are my starting resources. So this is the way the game works. We take it in turns to roll 2 dice. Okay, then we collect resources, then we spend those resources, and we can hopefully gain enough resources to buy Quarantan cards. And once you have your Royal Quarantan, which is the ace, king, queen, jack of the same suit, you are the winner. So on your turn, you have 2 actions. The first thing you have to do is roll the 2 dice. And then once those dice are rolled, you collect those resources. So let's say I roll a 4, and I have a 4 sitting in front of me. I collect 1 resource. Now I'm using poker chips, because that's what I have around. If I was to have 2 4s sitting in front of me and I roll a 4, I pick up 2 resources. Simple. If I roll an 8 and I've got 3 8s sitting in front of me, I pick up 3 resources. If I roll a 9 and I don't have a 9 in front of me, I don't do anything else. We move on to the next step. The second step of your turn is spending your resources. Okay, so you can spend 3 resources to buy a resource card. Now you put those away and you pick up the top card off your resource pile. And that goes in front of you and adds to your resources. You can also spend 6 resources to buy a Quarantan card. Now obviously this is the end game. You got to kind of weigh up whether or not you get resources or Quarantan cards. Up to you. Now if someone rolls a 7, you don't collect any resources on that. But if someone has more or 8 chips or more, you have to halve your stack. So if you had 8 chips, you'd go down to 4. If you had 7 chips, you'd go down to 4. So you round down. You're losing the least amount possible. So there are a couple of other elements that make this game fun. The first person to collect all 4 of the same number, so let's say they pick up all of the 4s, so they've got 4 4s sitting in front of them, they declare that number locked. Okay? And what that means, every player then takes something and places them on those cards, and you can't add to your resource of that number anymore. So if I lock them, I've got 4 4s, no one else can add to them. So if you've got 2 4s, you can't add any more 4s to your 4s. If you pick up a 4 from your resource pile or your resource cards, it doesn't go down. You just throw it away. It's a discard. The 2 jokers are available for purchase to every player from the start of the game. They cost 10 resources and they each have a different ability. The colour joker is a bonus roll. So at the end of every turn, once you have the joker, you roll a 6-sided dice, okay, in the hope of gaining another resource. What you're trying to get is either a 2, a 4, or a 6. If you roll a 2 or a 4, you gain another resource card. You take it off the top of the deck. If you gain a 6, you pick up your resource deck, go through and find the exact card that you want, put that down on your table, and then reshuffle your resource deck. The black joker is called the block card. Okay, if I was to pay my 10 resources and buy the black joker, I can then say I am blocking the 8s. That means no one else except me can collect resources when an 8 is rolled. You can use this to block your opponents from gaining a resource that they might have 4 in, or you can do that just to make sure that you're getting the most of a specific number. Okay? That's the block card. Now remember, the whole point of this is about having fun and staying connected with your friends. So if you play the game a little bit differently, or you want to add rules or take rules or change rules, it doesn't matter. Just do whatever works for everyone and try and have fun. Cheers.